It's Red Eye Radio. Gary McNamara and Eric Harley talk about everything from politics to social issues and news of the day. Whether you're up late or you're just starting your day, welcome to the show. From the Uniden America Studios, this is Red Eye Radio.
All across America, we are Red Eye Radio. He is Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Welcome and good morning. Happy Thanksgiving week to everyone. And just so we can be like everybody else, hey, give yourself extra time. People are traveling.
Listen, don't forget to wear pants.
Pants? There's the headline. Stop wearing pajamas on airplanes.
Oh, no.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says, let's bring civility back.
What is it? And do you need a neck pillow and 2 other pillows and 3 backpacks?
When speaking at Newark Airport on Monday, Duffy said he had noticed a degradation in civility among air travelers and launched into what he called a civility campaign to encourage courtesy and patience during the crush of the holiday travel. He encouraged travelers to say please and thank you to our pilots and to our flight attendants and to dress with some respect. You know, whether it's a pair of jeans and a decent shirt, I would encourage people to maybe dress a little bit better, which encourages us to maybe behave a little bit better. Let's not try to wear slippers and pajamas as we come to the airport. I think that's a positive.
The pajamas thing.
Well, look, and the role of the federal government is basically to at least suggest a dress code for travel.
Well, the liberals are trying to encourage you to stay in your pajamas all your life, and conservatives are trying to say, get dressed.
Now, the thing is, he said, don't wear slippers and pajamas. When I wear my Dr. Denton's, they're the ones with the padded feet. I don't need any slippers.
Right, yeah.
So when I go to the airport.
I like my shoes. I've got hiking shoes that I wear 99% of the time, and they're very comfortable.
And look, I travel all the time, and I'm always looking, for example, for this. You know, you've seen in the past that there have been women that have been kicked off of planes for showing what is termed, quote, excess cleavage. Mm-hmm. And I will let you know that as a citizen of the United States, I feel it's my obligation to ensure that people dress properly. So I am always on the lookout for any type of improper cleavage.
Yeah.
I just want everybody to know that. I'm trying to make it better. And so constantly, I mean, when you see me, if I'm on the airplane with you and I'm like my neck it's really stretched and turned around, I want to make sure that people, just don't have to put up with that type of filth.
Inevitably, then hey, my eyes are up here. Yeah, but your cleavage is down there. The problem is maybe you should get dressed. That's why I wear crew necks. All my T-shirts are crew necks, not V-necks. Because you want to talk about improper cleavage. Listen.
Well, Frank
I'm not even going to try.
Look, Frank Costanza may have a solution for you.
The bro. Yeah.
Oh, the man's ear.
The man's ear. Who did? No.
Oh, the bro.
Who called it? Who called it the bro? Was it?
I think it was
Kramer.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And then they were arguing back and forth. Bro, man's ear. Bro, man's ear.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm team bro, I think.
Can you imagine people that have never watched Seinfeld going, what the hell are you guys talking about?
Like you missed out on an entire era of great TV comedy. It was just about the comedy. I am with Secretary Duffy. Let's get dressed. It's inevitable. You walk through the airport, you just see so many, and the thing is, I was waiting to board a plane earlier this year, and I'm looking around, and 2 or 3 adults were in pajamas. And it was summertime, so there were plenty of toddlers flying with families. And, people taking their emotional support babies with them everywhere. But and I guess they legally can do that. I guess I don't know why we're giving them so much leeway these days, but whatever. But the toddlers and the babies were dressed. I noticed this, and I'm thinking to myself, and I almost just had to say,
dressed nicely.
They had pants and shoes and shirts. They didn't have even, for a baby, a onesie actually might for mom and or dad. If you're traveling with a baby, a onesie is going to come in handy because that onesie is, that little one-piece kind of pajamas thing. You got to change the baby in a very small area, which they often have to do, and that's going to help you out. No, these babies were dressed. These babies had pants and shirts or dresses and everything, and the adults were wearing pajamas.
When I used to travel, because before I came to Texas, I was in Oregon.
Yeah.
And probably for a good 10 years after I left, I was going back all the time to golf with my golfing buddies. Then one passed away and the other moved. And so I just, didn't do it anymore. But I could be walking, I'm not kidding you, I could be walking down the concourse and go, oh, that's got to be the Portland flight.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Just by the way people were dressed.
Right.
I went, oh, that's the Portland flight right there. I am not making that up. And it got to be, I probably talked about it on the air at that time because it was so dang funny. I went, oh, that's the Portland flight over there.
I did see one guy one time. It's a guy I back in the day. I knew this guy. We weren't close friends, but I knew him. We were acquaintances. And he was famous. God rest his soul. Vinnie Paul, the drummer for Pantera.
Oh, yeah.
I see him walking down the corridor in DFW Airport, and he's got all of his rock star bling on. And I'm thinking, the first thing that comes to my mind, I was going to walk. I was headed up to say hi to him, which I eventually did. But I thought, oh, that must have been a TSA nightmare because they were. Everything. Oh, that took a long time because you have to take it all off if you're going through the metal detector, right? You got to take all that stuff off. Now they've told me a couple of times. TSA tells me, "No, go ahead and leave your wedding ring on," but I always ahead of time take it off, and I have a very secure place that I keep it. But I started to do that one time. The TSA agent goes, "No, you can leave that on. We don't want to get in any family trouble here." He was joking and being nice about it. But Vinny had, bracelets, necklaces, rings. I don't know how many.
Anklets.
The whole rock star anklets probably. Yeah, yeah. I won't say what he used to keep in his boot, but back in the day. But yeah.
Well,
not in an airport.
You know what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Because all day yesterday and all day Sunday and all day Monday, I've had one of the Thermacare heating pads on my back.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
those things,
the kind that stick.
Well, you wap it around,
right? Yeah,
it's wrapped around my waist, but on my lower back, it just really got pretty stiff and tight,
right?
And those are wonderful because I wear them 2 days in a row, which would be, and they last for me, 14, 15 hours.
Yeah.
And they really, really do help. And I was wondering, those little heating things, can I bring a packet of those through TSA?
Oh, you mean like the hand warmer things? I think they're the same thing.
They're they're probably the same thing, but these are like
that's a good question.
These are they're almost like a big belt that you just wrap around. And
right.
And they've got the little.
I think it's the same stuff that's inside them.
Okay.
I think, and that's a good question. I don't know.
I don't think I'm going to need it because this one probably will run out by the time I get, because I'm wearing it right now.
Yeah, I
don't. We elderly don't talk about that much. How many heating pads we go through.
I met a couple from Russia a couple of years ago, and this was right after the Ukraine invasion. And they were in California. We were in California on vacation. And he used to work. She could speak English. He could not. He used to work at an airport. And he said he blamed it on Putin. He said Putin didn't even let him wear gloves on the flight line because he worked on the flight line at a huge airport there. And I don't think it was military. She didn't say military, And so, I always think of the people on flight lines like work in Chicago. Oh, I always see them wearing gloves. But I always think of that, that guy, that Russian guy who, worked the airport. He said, no, he goes, it's much better here. And they were moving to Southern California where it was going to be eternally warm. And I said, well, good luck. But the communism will be worse. It is California. So, but yeah, listen, travel safely, but get dressed. Put some pants on, would you?
Oh, I just dying laughing. It's like stop wearing pajamas. But the really, because I fly all the time, and I'll be on a plane, around noon tomorrow again. People complain about and when you fly all the time, you think you would be more sensitive to what everybody complains about.
Mm-hmm.
Flying is fine.
Yeah.
I've never had any problem with it. I love to fly to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never viewed it. Now, I will say, at the minimum, I get one of the exit row seats.
Mm-hmm.
And I always get the exit row seat that I want if I don't get upgraded to first class,
mm-hmm.
which is a different experience than flying. But even the exit row seat, I have even at times, I don't like it, but, gone on standby to get in a little bit earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And, the middle seat in row 26 sucks.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. When you've got your elbows in your hands, your arms very close to your body.
Yeah.
And if you move it, it's like, I don't want to be rubbing against somebody the entire flight.
Yeah.
But really, for what you get out of flying, and I always go back and say, look, 150 years ago, it took 6 months to travel what I'm going to do in a couple of hours.
Yeah, even driving these days. I mean, I would much rather drive, but it's not practical for me to drive from here to Lake Tahoe and then back unless I was retired.
Right. Now, I will say this. I never check baggage anymore.
Yeah.
I never.
Oh, I always check baggage. Yeah.
Never. I never check. I mean, it's what, even for, be going for 3 days this time, everything's with me.
Yeah.
And if I've got to use the washer and dryer in the hotel, I will. Or if I got to use it at my dad's house, I'll do that. But even golf clubs, I've got a couple of years ago. I go to my brother. You've really been a good brother. Let me buy you a set of golf clubs.
Yeah.
He's looking at me. You want to use these when you come back, don't you? Yeah.
Exactly.
He says, okay.
Yeah.
He had no problem with it at all.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm going to travel somewhere,
mm-hmm.
and I'm going to golf, and we arrange it, and it hasn't happened in a while, but I've just called ahead and said,
mm-hmm.
can you rent me a set of decent golf clubs? And you have a conversation with the pro, and they get a set for you. And it might be, I don't know, $50, $75, but I don't have to pay. The only thing is if I'm a frequent flyer, so I don't have to even pay for sending golf clubs. But if you do, other people, I mean, probably it would be, I don't know what, $50, $75.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't paid for bags in a long time. So
yes, neither. Yeah, exactly. So
if I'm traveling on business, I have equipment with me, and I check the equipment. I have to, because going through with a carry-on, that equipment, getting all that equipment out is just, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare for me and everybody else. And if I'm traveling with my wife, we share one bag. We just pack it all into one medium-sized suitcase.
Well, the one thing with because everywhere I've gone, it's going to be busy. It's going to be busy. We know it's Thanksgiving.
Right.
It's almost. It's almost. We've been in radio a long time, so it's like, all right, the temperature yesterday was 80 degrees. Now it. So I got my hand to my ear like this. I don't know why, but it was 80 degrees yesterday. It's going to be 20 today. Make sure you dress warm.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put on my pants, too, instead of pajamas.
Yeah.
But I just, every single Thanksgiving, I never encounter anything at DFW.
Mm-hmm.
When I go to a particular terminal that I check in and the gate, there's nobody there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, and Thanksgiving, it's just amazing how when I travel, it's just now. I go direct to Buffalo.
Mhm.
If I go to Charlotte or Chicago, all bets are off at that point.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
madhouse.
Yeah.
But at DFW, for some reason, whenever I travel Thanksgiving, Christmas might be a little bit more crowded, but just it's perfect.
Mhm.
It's fine.
Mhm.
So, and I'm looking forward to it. It's funny because everybody's, it could get down to 29 here when you're here. I grew up there. It's no big deal. You're going to get 10 feet of snow. We might get a couple of inches. Well,
Yeah. Fine.
fine.
All right. It's that time of year.
But when I saw that yesterday, I just died laughing. The Transportation Secretary, have some dignity. Have some respect for yourself, for God's sakes. Dress decently.
Yeah, I don't even wear even cargo shorts in the summer. I don't wear those on planes. I'll wear jeans instead. Yeah.
I live. Gotta have cargo shorts when you travel as much as I do.
No, I'll take them with me. I don't wear them on the plane.
No, I
Put my big boy pants on.
I've been in first class with shorts. No,
Yeah.
That's not a problem.
Yeah.
I have nice cargo shorts, not the ugly one. Because there's nice cargo shorts, then there's the ugly cargo shorts.
Yeah. I think they're all cargo shorts, aren't they?
Yeah, but they differ. The ones that are, there's ones that they have got the bottom bags that are just huge at times.
Oh, that's probably because the guy put, he was playing softball with his company team and he put softballs in there.
No, it's the style of it. And I just those. I mean, I don't wear. Those are sort of for 16-year-olds, but there's some really nice cargo shorts out there, and you wear a nice golf shirt, and it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to show my legs off, to
All right.
maybe pick up some chicks on the plane.
Yeah. All right. Good luck with that. Let me know how it goes.
And I call politicians delusional.
Yeah. I'm going to call Sean Duffy on that one, by the way. Next summer, he's going to be watching for you.
We are Red Eye Radio.
Brought to you by Hot Shot Secret.
Hi, I'm Jen Loomis, a transport safety expert at JJ Keller. Drivers must always be prepared for a roadside inspection. This means drivers should always have their personal, vehicle, and company credentials organized and ready. The top 2 violations written against drivers every year are log, general form and manner, and log not current. Both are completely avoidable if the driver keeps the log accurate, compliant, and current at all times. Having the vehicle ready for inspection involves the driver conducting daily inspections and making sure any problems that are discovered are immediately corrected. Vehicle readiness also requires the company to make sure that the vehicle is current on all scheduled maintenance and that the maintenance schedule is adequate. This will make sure the driver is being given a sound vehicle to start with. This tip was brought to you by JJ Keller & Associates. Visit us at jjkeller.com.
We'll be right back with more Red Eye Radio with Eric Harley and Gary McNamara.
We are Red Eye Radio. He is Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Coming up following the bottom of the hour. Well, and it's no longer is it a 28-point peace plan. It's now a 19-point peace plan that is evolving and a living, breathing document.
Wow.
And so we'll get to that coming up.
It's mind-boggling how this thing is just, I don't know. It's turned into, when someone says, well, I tried to make a Jell-O mold for Thanksgiving, and they show up and it's just a blob. It just seems to have disintegrated so quickly, and it makes you wonder, who in the world is in control here? Who's calling the shots on this whole thing? And who in their right mind thought that first 28-point plan was going to be widely accepted?
Yeah, and my question, who leaked it and why?
Oh, that's probably the number one question you and I both have. Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving from all of us at Red Eye Radio.
We're at Red Eye Radio. He's our calling on Gary McNamara. All right, so when it came out last week, and it was reported, Axios and then other media outlets came out about the 28-point plan, well, it was actually true. It did exist. That plan did exist.
Yes.
It was the Russian representative. It was Jared Kushner and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff that met at his house that came up with it. New York Post had the story. Wall Street Journal had the story about how they got to that particular point. Marco Rubio was out of the loop. When we saw it, we said, if this is the final thing that they're presenting, Congress isn't going to be happy with it. It was bad.
Right.
It was really bad. You and I, not a fan of Witkoff, especially when the negotiations with Israel started way back then. Not a fan. To me, I don't understand why Marco Rubio wasn't a part of those negotiations all along.
Yeah, that I don't get it as much as I guess I trust Kushner. I don't trust anyone in that scenario fully below Marco Rubio's level.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
When I to get to that particular point. Now the whole thing has been again, we don't have the specifics because they said this thing is changing. It's a 19-point peace plan. Giving up territory and things like that is no longer part of it.
Right.
Being that they can never be a part of NATO, that's no longer in it. Now, how is Putin going to look at it? We don't know, and we don't know where it's going to go. We've said this before, though. People go, what's the plan? Is the plan peace? Well, if the Ukrainians don't want peace and they don't want to, they don't want to trust Russia and trust Putin, and they're willing to fight, I believe the rest of the free world should do anything they possibly can to degrade Russia's strength.
Yeah, right.
As long as they're willing to fight. Where Trump was just a month ago to where it came now when he was going after Putin, that's the problem. The problem was there was so much tough talk from Trump a month and a half ago, and this 28-point plan came out. It was just like, okay, we're basically just going to surrender Ukraine to you.
Yeah. Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It was never going to go. And we said if the story was true, and it ended up, from what we know, because nobody's denying it now, that 28-point plan is no longer the plan. We'll see what happens. I said it last week. When it comes to foreign policy, I give Trump the benefit of the doubt.
Yes.
Because he's done the things that he has done in the Middle East are just incredible. But you can't trust Putin. And so anything that you need to do to ensure that the security guarantees are there and that the world doesn't look at it and say, well, you've completely capitulated to Putin. And what you're saying is Ukraine can't win, because I hear this argument, Ukraine can't win the war, so they basically have to surrender.
Right.
Not an unconditional surrender, but a conditional surrender. And if they don't, then we're not going to help them anymore. Well, what's your long-term goal? Is your long-term goal to reward Putin for invading another country? And that's what you have to look at. What should the goal of the United States and Europe be? And in my opinion, anything that you could do, what's in the best interest of the United States, degrade Russia's power.
Yes.
That's how I view it.
Right.
And as to the fighting going on, that's up to Ukraine.
Well, and yeah, the question is, getting back to this Halloween meeting in Miami, who leaked it and why? Who leaked the whole 28-point thing? and why. Because all right, you could go around the room, right? It's an inside leak from the administration to float it. Well, they had to have known that wasn't going to float. That wasn't that you were going to get full pushback from Europe, and you're going to get full pushback from all the Ukraine supporters here stateside.
And Ukraine.
and of course, Ukraine. Yeah. Zelensky's never going to capitulate. That wasn't going to happen. So then you ask, all right, then who else would have done that? Well, Dmitriev, the Russian that was at the meeting, who has a fairly decent, according to the Wall Street Journal, relationship and respect for Jared Kushner. Of course, all that's out the window when we're talking about war. His loyalty is with Putin.
Yeah, I don't believe any of that.
So, then you float that idea. You had to have known no one on the other side, on the opposition, was going to take that. It's not like if the Russians were trying to leak it, and they put it out there, if they were saying, hey, we'll, within 90 days, do a full withdrawal, we'll do a trade agreement with Europe and the U.S. in part, sanctions will be over, things will go back to normal, and we promise not to do this again, then that's something you might would have leaked. But this 28-point plan was never going to be accepted. So I don't know where the leak comes from. I really don't.
Well, when you see that it came out now, I'm trying to think now when did they say that Rubio was given it? There was a White House thing that happened when he was
talking to the senators.
Where was it here? Let me just get it here from the New York Post story. The pair held secret meetings and dinners in Miami with the close ally of Putin while working out the detail. I just want to get to the point where they said, here it is. The Wall Street Journal noted that Witkoff, Kushner, and Dmitriev had similar views on what the plan should look like.
Yeah.
The special envoy determined that the plan should be weighted more towards Moscow's goals after concluding that Ukraine was in a weaker position than Russia. So they actually thought this could go. There's no way if
according to the story they did. Yeah,
right, according to the story.
Sources.
According to the sources and the story, this is it. But all right, let me just, as we always do, as we did last week, if the story is true, that's why you needed Rubio in there. I cannot imagine Rubio would ever try to sell that.
No.
U.S. officials, the plan shocked supporters of the Ukrainian war effort, including congressional lawmakers, when leaked last week. U.S. officials, however, argued it reflected a good faith attempt of Witkoff and Kushner to gain the support of Putin. And that's where I look at it and just go, what?
Well, to gain the support of Putin to what end if this thing is never going to fly? None of this makes sense.
A majority of the provisions had been crafted before the meetings with Ukrainian and Russian envoys, according to the Wall Street Journal. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who spoke to concerned lawmakers and flew to Geneva over the weekend to make changes to the blueprint, was aware of the Witkoff-Kushner effort, but did not know the full scope of the draft plan until November 18th, the same day Axios reported the Trump administration was secretly drafting the new plan to end the Ukraine war. That's what we had last week. Oh, Rubio was reportedly handed a copy of the plan at the White House during the Crown Prince's, that was it, visit last week to Washington. Mm-hmm. The latest version of the peace plan has been trimmed down to 19 points. My thing is, Witkoff, whether it was Israel, and remember, he was sort of moved to the sidelines there.
Yeah.
Or here, I mean, my God.
Well,
how out of it do you have to be to believe that there wasn't going to be major pushback that would get you to the point now. And how don't you recognize that how the talk that Trump was giving a month and a half ago, going after Putin?
Right.
Saying what he wanted was unacceptable, and then this thing leaking. I don't believe whoever leaked it because they said we need to get this out real soon because there'll be such positive reaction to it. It had to be somebody who looked at it and said
them floating this.
Right.
It was somebody at that meeting, somebody who had information close to one of those three, Dmitriev, Kushner, or Witkoff. And sorry, but the least of my trust in terms of those three isn't the Russian. It's Witkoff because of motivation.
Yep.
And it's not that, again, that it's a leak by design. I just have to wonder then, and because it certainly smells like something that somebody used a messaging app they weren't supposed to be using, or texted somebody, or said something over a phone that they weren't supposed to say, and it was intercepted.
Here's a part
which adds up to incompetence.
Here's a part of the article that I found interesting. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who spoke with concerned lawmakers and flew to Geneva over the weekend to make the changes to the blueprint, was aware of the Witkoff-Kushner effort but didn't know the full scope of the draft plan until November 18th, the same day Axios reported that the Trump administration was secretly drafting a new plan to end the Ukraine war, and it had the specifics in there. So the same day that Rubio found out, it was leaked.
Yeah.
Are they trying to imply something? That it was the State Department who leaked it?
In order to trash it.
Yeah. There's no way.
Okay, that would make sense.
There's no way. I cannot believe that if Rubio saw that, it would have gotten as far as it did. I just don't buy it.
I think it, yeah. No,
because I don't believe Rubio would think you could sell this.
No, it would be dead on the vine. And that would make sense. But here's the problem. He's still Secretary of State, and this still falls in his wheelhouse. And he still has to be the one overseeing and aware of that conversation between those other three. And so he gets the burn on this either way.
On Sunday, Rubio referred to the initial proposal as being, I just love this, a living, breathing document. That's a quote that is full. And if you don't know what we're laughing about, this is the left. You don't hear it much anymore, but the left used to always say about the Constitution, it's a living, breathing document.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's not.
No.
It's not living. It's not breathing.
No,
it's a document.
That's right.
The humans that create the document may be living and breathing.
Right.
Just say it's an evolving document.
Right. It can change, and it takes a great deal for it to change. But
so, I mean, they got to the point, and again, I give Trump the benefit of the doubt when it comes to foreign relations stuff.
Yeah.
On economic stuff, did you see his True Social post yesterday? Sorry, he's gone bonkers. He's doing the same thing again. The other foreign countries are paying the tariffs. He's back to that again.
Yeah.
And how rich we're going to be because of it.
Right.
It's just that.
And Besant is still out there saying, no, it's on the importers.
Yeah. It's just amazing. But on foreign policy, I give Trump all the credit in the world for the things that he has done, and whatever pressure was put on to get those things out of it had to get Trump's approval.
Yeah. Right.
But I don't know. Witkoff and Bondi, exit stage left out of my administration.
Yeah. Bye.
We'll get to that coming up here.
Yeah. Seriously.
We are Red Eye Radio.
Get in touch with Red Eye Radio, toll free at 866-90-RED-EYE.
We are Red Eye Radio. He's Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Yeah, I just wonder who leaked who leaked it last week. That to me is the question. And when I saw the article that said, well, the same day that Marco Rubio found out about it was the same day that it was leaked, I went, did they write that to imply something?
Or is this so bad that he found out through the leak? Holy.
The story said he found out he was told about it.
Right, but was that before or after the leak? In other words, was he told about it as a result of the leak? If that's the case,
well, the story says he learned about it. It doesn't say who told him.
Right, exactly. Oh my gosh! Seriously, we're so doomed.
Top of the Hour News is brought to you by House Products. Visit houseproducts.com.
This is Red Eye Radio on Westwood One. Now, it's Red Eye Radio. Gary McNamara and Eric Harley talk about everything from politics to social issues and news of the day. Whether you're up late or you're just starting your day, welcome to the show. From the Uniden America Studios, this is Red Eye Radio.
All across America, we are Red Eye Radio. He is Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving week. Since this is our last day here.
What?
Well, last day of the week, because we're out here for Thanksgiving. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Dan Mandis is here tomorrow.
Yep.
He'll be keeping you company and keeping you up to date on all the craziness that's going on, as he always does. Does a great job. You don't win a Marconi by doing nothing. That's what I always say.
And we hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving and get to spend it the way that you wish to spend it.
That's right. Yeah. Mine's going to be nice and peaceful, I think. Nice and relaxing. The cooking has already begun.
Oh, has it? Cool.
Yeah. Not on the main things. You know, you don't want to cook a turkey too early. Nobody wants any leftover turkey until Friday.
It'll be fun.
Yeah,
it'll be. I'm gonna have a fun time. Get to see Dad and hang out with Dad for a significant period of time, and hopefully we can get him up and about. That's our goal.
Yeah,
good. So it'll be fun and get to see some friends of mine and all that. So it's always good. But looking at some of the other news out there, Congressman AOC is getting set for a presidential run. According to Fox News host Laura Ingraham, Ingraham said the Democratic lawmaker is building the most powerful political operation we've seen since Obama. AOC is positioning herself to run for president in 2028. Republicans, as you fight amongst yourselves, she's building the most powerful political operation we've seen since Obama. She posted on X in response to a video from Ocasio-Cortez posting about her Thanksgiving turkey drive, which reportedly saw donations going to her campaign coffers instead of immediately to a nonprofit organization. You saw that story. It's just like, wow.
Yeah.
The report from Ingraham comes as there has been rumors and other reports that the squad Congresswoman is setting herself up to run for a Senate or the Senate seat or the White House in 2028. So there you go.
Right.
I can see it happening. They believe Mamdani has given everybody hope.
I think that's really where they think they have the leverage. The radicals that are leading the party right now, they think that the Mamdani win was a big deal. And it may be the precursor to the next radical making the run for the White House. Whether that radical can actually get to the White House is a different story. I think, obviously, she has a better shot, AOC, in this case, has a better shot at getting Chuck's seat. getting the Senate than she does for the White House. But they think it doesn't matter what Eric thinks in this case. If they think they've got a shot at it, then they think they can be as radical as they need to be, and get that done. Now the problem is Mamdani has already met with Trump. Ouch. And then also placed his confidence in NYPD. Man.
That's why he had to come out and then after that and say, "But Trump is a fascist."
Yeah,
he's trying to ride that line
really is.
that you have to do. But I look at AOC running for president right now as almost Harris 2.0. If you don't want Harris, vote for me. Yeah. We're basically the same two completely clueless idiots.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is.
Yep.
And remember, though, she is the one. Remember, the proposal for the Green New Deal came from her.
Oh, yeah.
And as we've stated before, people are looking at it and saying, I can't believe that a socialist, Marxist, communist won the mayoral race for New York City. What are you talking about? The Democratic Party got behind the Green New Deal for a year before they finally realized, okay, this is just too commie.
Yeah.
Because if you look at that and how they were promoting that years ago, yep, that was all about setting up the economy, making it so corporations would have to produce products that they couldn't make a profit on, and therefore government would have to take them over.
Yeah,
that was her goal.
Right. Yep.
And so the effort's already been tried. It failed. Mamdani has now seen the challenges that he faces, which is, I actually have to govern. And so where's he going to go? This is going to be a fascinating year. It really, really is going to be fascinating. It really, I have no idea, where it's going to go. Laura Ingraham said, while Republicans fight among themselves, but what are Republicans fighting over? In the Democratic Party, it's simply about getting as much power and chaos as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Republicans are fighting over the issues.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And when and you're going to hear it more. I see it on social media. Republicans need to stop fighting among themselves. Well, they're not going to. They're fighting over the issues. Trump was elected because he represented certain issues, or when we come to a couple of things like legal immigration and isolationism, people that voted for Trump didn't know his actual opinions on those issues for a significant period of time.
Yep.
We always go back and look at the Ron Paul, where everybody thought that Ron Paul was anti-free trade. We got into arguments for a couple of years over that.
Oh, yeah.
With Ron Paul supporters.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, God, please stop it.
Yeah.
Go to his website.
Yeah.
For God's sake.
That's where we were getting it from.
Yeah.
It was posted at his website for everybody to see.
And we were getting people, no. He's against free trade because he's against NAFTA. He views NAFTA as managed trade. Mm-hmm. He doesn't want any free trade agreement. He wants it completely open.
Right.
That's what Ron Paul wanted. And it was, people were screaming at us. We were getting threats. And it's like, for God's sakes, what do we do here? Go to his website and look at it. And this goes back, 10 years ago, maybe?
Yeah.
10 years ago?
Yeah, at least. Yeah, because we were at the old studio at the last studio.
Oh, you're right. It was the old studio. Yeah. So it was 10, 11, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was the most frustrating thing in the world. Well, no, because he's against free trade because he's against NAFTA. Because he believes NAFTA is managed trade. He doesn't want any rules and regulations set by the United States government as to what any company can do around the world. That was his opinion at that time.
Right.
And they just couldn't believe it because it was against what they believed. And so we saw the same thing with Trump on legal immigration, where, again, it was, he said it. the one time where he made it clear in his first term was early on when he kicked Acosta out.
Yeah.
And that whole debate was him saying, stop saying immigrants. You're
Right.
saying I'm anti-immigrant. I'm anti-illegal immigrant. I'm pro-legal immigration. And so when that came up again last week, you had a ton of MAGA people say, why is he betraying us like this? It's like, well, no, he's always had that opinion.
Right.
And then on Israel and isolationism, it's like we've said it for the longest time. He's not an isolationist. He just views fighting wars differently.
Yep.
You go after the leaders. You go after the major infrastructure. We saw what he did there, and there were a lot of his supporters that disagreed with it and said, well, we thought he claimed to be an isolationist. No, he didn't. He never did. And so it's just, but the infighting right now is still over. It's over issues, and it's issues that people are passionate about. And if that's a weakness of the Republican Party, it's because many in the Republican Party just don't want power without a specific goal.
Right.
The Democrats just want power.
Well, the difference too is it's different than the rock star thing that you had with Obama in 2008. Mamdani wasn't really the rock star except with the radicals. A rock star has a broader appeal. Now, I know that one's New York City mayor, the other one was going to be the king of the world. But the difference is that era of the rock star, they all believe, and AOC said it. I don't know, she said it a couple of times. I'm the boss. I'm the boss. They're all making it about them. Now, no doubt, in 2008, Barack Obama made it about him. But everybody else also made it about him, and that's the difference, is that in order to, this is why I think she's got a better shot, AOC, as we sit here today, long before she ever gets to the White House, she would become senator much easier, senator of New York State, of course, or representing New York State, of course. But you don't have that there's been a fracturing of that, I think, ability, really, even for the left to create that real rock star. The left wants Mamdani to be the rock star. There's no doubt. They want him to be that, but he just can't be because you can't have that broad appeal because the left won't let him. The far left, you've got to be as radical as possible when you run. Keep in mind, in 2008, Barack Obama was still saying marriage. Now, we know he didn't believe this, but he was saying marriage is between a man and a woman. And then later he grappled and evolved, as they said.
And later, he was the one that really pushed that a man can be a woman.
Yeah. Yes. Well, and even the whole thing on race, he's the one that said, I've come to realize that race is a social construct.
Right. I mean, he portrayed himself as a moderate. That's the difference. By just he was never a moderate, but his rhetoric promoted bringing everybody together, and he didn't care about bringing everybody together. Mamdani is different because he's like, if you don't agree with me, you're a damn fascist.
Yeah.
So there is no attempt. I mean, there's been a weak attempt since he has been mayor-elect to try to ride that tightrope. He's not doing a good job of it. Nobody buys it. That's why. And we said when he agreed to meet with Trump, we went, wow, the left doesn't even want you meeting with him. That's the last thing that they want. And then when Trump, because that's how you disarm somebody. Well, you're going to call him a fascist? Well, what I want to say, go ahead. Call me a fascist. That's
Yeah.
okay. Call me it. Go ahead. Do it.
Right.
That's the last thing the left wanted, because that was a lighthearted moment. And so he had to come out afterwards and go, no, I still believe he's a fascist. So he's trying to ride that tight, even as mayor of New York City,
Right.
trying to ride that tightrope because he set the table running for office. I'm a Democrat socialist, which, no, he's a socialist, unless that's the party he belongs to.
Well, and that's the thing is that the party has to decide. And I think in the mind of an AOC, and certainly Mamdani himself and maybe a couple of others in the party, they believe the party has decided to officially cross over to become the Democratic Socialist Party, to go full commie. They believe the party has done that or has to do that in order to win. I believe they believe that. I don't know what leadership at the DNC is thinking. I can't tell you. We'll learn. We'll learn at the midterm, but we'll certainly learn by 28. I don't know what to expect on the stage in the summer of 28 for their convention. My gosh.
Oh, forget about the convention, the primaries.
Well, the primaries.
The primary debates.
Primaries are going to be fun, but the platform, what are you going to, what's it going to end up being? Well, they're not going to moderate. They're only going to go further left from here. By then, Mamdani may say, hey, look, I'm an independent now. I'm not with these weirdos.
By the time we get to 2028, Mamdani might be too moderate.
Exactly. But that's again, just the whole curiosity thing. But I think she's probably going to run for Senate first. But the thing is, if you don't win the Senate seat, that's a big problem. And Chuck really has to step down. Is she going to primary Chuck Schumer? I don't know that I see that happening, but maybe, I don't know.
We are Red Eye Radio.
This morning's USDA Farm Report is brought to you by House Products. Tested, trusted, guaranteed since 1920.
In 40 years of operation, USDA's meat and poultry hotline food safety experts like Meredith Carruthers have fielded some very unique questions regarding Thanksgiving meal food safety. Among those,
the turkey was brining in a trash bag, and then we put it in the oven, and there was still a trash bag, and now there's melted plastic, and can we still eat the turkey? Somebody tried to thaw their turkey in a dishwasher or in the shower. Maybe some obvious or even not so obvious reasons we wouldn't recommend doing that.
Yet one trend noticed by Carruthers is fewer of these unique food safety questions over time on the hotline. She surmises
people call and learn, and then in theory pass that information on to others. And a lot of what we learn in cooking comes from cooking with others. And then our team, Meat and Poultry Hotline plus the rest of our food safety education team, put out some very helpful resources. We develop partnerships, and we do as much as we can to really get food safety information into the hands of consumers.
I'm Rod Bain reporting for the U.S. Department of Agriculture in Washington, D.C.
This report brought to you by Cenex Fuels and Lubes.
Coming up, more with Gary McNamara and Eric Harley. It's Red Eye Radio.
We're Red Eye Radio. He's Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Coming up on the bottom of the hour, Pentagon investigating Senator Mark Kelly for being part of those members of Congress who put out that video last week telling the armed forces they don't have to follow illegal orders. Let me just play this audio cut right here. Yeah, we got time. Play this audio cut right here. This is a problem for Kelly when he said this. Here we go.
When you and your colleagues made that video, were there specific, potentially illegal orders that you were thinking about that were the sort of precipitating cause for you guys to get together and do that?
Here's the thing, Rachel. You don't want to wait for your kid.
Okay, we can stop right there because he's giving the argument. You don't want to wait till the president gives an illegal order before you tell them not to obey an illegal order.
Right.
That's a problem.
That is a problem.
I look at right there. Now, I don't know where this is going to go if it, when it comes to the Pentagon looking into this and the separation of powers issue with him being a senator in the legislative branch. And I have no idea where it's going to go. But we all know what they were doing. We all know they were number one, trying to imply to the public that the president was giving the military illegal orders.
Right.
And they were also trying to sow confusion inside the military. Now, him being a former military officer, that's the problem. We'll get to that coming up more.
Over the river and through the woods, it's Gary and Eric on Red Eye Radio.
And he is Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Welcome and good morning. Download our Red Eye Radio app today, and you can listen when you choose. By the way, this is our last day. Dan Mandis will be filling in for us tomorrow night.
That's right.
And so listen to the great Dan Mandis.
We love Dan.
Yeah.
The audience loves Dan.
Yep. And,
it's a great relationship. We're very lucky to have him, a Marconi Award winner. Always does a great job.
And we hope that everybody has a great Thanksgiving. All of our listeners, thank you. We thank you for being here each and every day for us, and we appreciate how long you have stayed with us. We're very thankful for that. So we hope you get to spend it with family and friends, or if you can't stand your family and friends,
alone
with your pets.
Yeah. Yes.
Peaceful.
That's what we want. Whatever peaceful means to you, that's what we wish for you.
And don't forget, it's a holiday weekend, so things will be busy.
Yeah. Somebody, my daughter said, texted me over the weekend, Dad, could you keep a lookout for a Black Friday deal on this item she was looking for? I'm thinking like, Black Friday. This is Saturday. It's like Black Friday. That is so far. Oh my gosh, it's next Friday. Yeah.
I was just
I
thinking.
don't even think of it anymore. I just don't.
Remember, how long ago was it? We're doing, this is our nostalgia show.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody this year has talked about the fact of, thank goodness, this store is going to be closed on Thanksgiving. Remember all that a few years back?
Yeah,
Nobody seems to be concerned about that anymore, do they?
No. And I saw the funniest thing. It was a guy who posted, then now it just turned into a meme. His post on X just basically turned into a meme. Somebody did a screenshot of it and then just shared it. It's a guy saying, hey, we have large TVs. How about you bring us some Black Friday deals on groceries? So I thought, oh, no, that's perfect.
Oh, my gosh, that's great.
There's where people would stand in line. Oh, we're going to have groceries, 50% off for the first 200 people. Yeah, cause a riot with that one.
It's like the whole lost leader thing for the Walmart superstores.
Yeah.
In the grocery section of it. That's everybody's at that end of the store
Free
going
milk.
Through those doors. Free milk.
Free milk. All you have to do is buy 2 laptops. Okay, I'm in.
For every 5 65-inch screen TVs you buy, you get a quart of milk for free.
Are they still doing the turkeys, the free turkeys? Some of the grocery stores used to do if you spend $75 in groceries or whatever it was. Now it's $7,500 in groceries. You get a free turkey. I guess they are. I don't see any of that. I don't look for any of that anymore. I have some things that I buy. My cart basically is the same cart every time. My wife also goes to the grocery store. There are things that she buys. And I don't really stray from that. Even at Christmas time or Thanksgiving time, I like, I'm going to get a ham. So it's not like I'm not going to get the ham. I'm going to get turkey. I'm going to get a couple other things that I cook. And then beyond that, I don't really look for the deals. But hopefully they are out there, because I know a lot of families go through it and are like, my gosh. Here's the thing. You kind of, these days, you kind of have to ask your relatives, hey, can we if they're coming to your place, hey, can we all do a potluck? Because it would be expensive. My crew total would be 16 people if everybody were going to eat at my house. And not everybody is. I think we'll have probably all but a couple, though. We'll have all but 2, I think, in fact. So I'll have 14. That's expensive today with groceries. So you kind of want a potluck. It makes it easy for me because my adult kids all have things they like to make. It's like, no, go ahead. Bring that. I'm all about that. I used to do the whole thing myself and loved doing it.
Nothing about, Black Fridays aren't what they used to be anymore. You don't have people out there
Well,
at 3 in the morning.
This
doesn't happen.
You can get deals now year round, and I think the companies are also scrambling, with pricing, trying to how do you make it a deal, right? There are going to be some lost leaders, that those are going to be the deals, but nobody stands in line anymore because, man, you can get that stuff delivered, shipped, or whatever. You don't have to. Remember the day, back in the day, when they'd be camping outside of a Best Buy store?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're waiting for that.
Whatever
waiting
video
for that,
games or
waiting for that special
console was coming out. And
what I just noticed right after Halloween, I can't believe the number of people that have Christmas lights. It's up now.
It's way up. From even last year.
Yeah, it is from a couple of years.
Yeah.
I'm thinking just a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I would always wait till like the Tuesday or Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
There were people on my street that had their Christmas lights up, and they were on November 1st.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself,
I feel very late in the game, and I usually do mine the weekend after Thanksgiving, but I'm going to get mine done either today or tomorrow.
Yeah,
we already have one of the trees up.
We have 8 or 9. I like to, number one, have everything ready before I go for Thanksgiving, because I've been traveling for really the last 20 years for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So I like to. So when I get back, everything's set up. I don't want to get back on the weekend and do it. So everything is up for me, and I have the permanent lights.
Right. Yeah.
I have the permanent lights that are hidden.
Right.
You can't see them. What do they call the jellyfish lights?
Right.
And so I don't use them like some people use them all the time. I'll put them on, St. Patrick's Day. I'll have a subtle green, or Valentine's Day red. 4th of July, the weekend I'll have, red, white, and blue. Memorial Day I'll have red, white, and blue, but very low brightness, and nothing to be more solemn.
Right.
And then for Halloween, maybe 10 days before Halloween, very subtle. Because brightness, like a lot of people have bright Halloween lights. I'm like, no, orange and purple, very low.
You want it to be a little dark.
Yeah, you don't want it to be bright. You want it to be dark. Yeah. And then on Halloween, I went bonkers with it. And I had speakers outside. I had speakers outside my house. I do this every year. And I can't do Halloween every year with the spooky. With thunder, lightning, and spooky sounds, and I put one of my Bose surround sound speakers, Bluetooth, in near some bushes, and I put some other in the other bushes, and it's stereo. Scared the heck out of a few kids.
Yeah,
like, what's that? Yeah. And I could actually, like, the ghost went by me because it's in stereo, and then I sit out on my porch. My neighbor came over. We sat out and. And gave candy out. And then I really didn't do anything until about a week ago and started, putting because you don't have to put all the lights on. You can just put a few lights on. But now all my lights are on at the house now because everybody, it's like by the time I did it, I was like the seventh house on the street.
Yeah.
And
I've got C9s. They're LED, but they're C9s. And
Yeah.
I love the look of them. They're just bright. The LEDs have come a long way.
Yeah, I know.
I remember the first set of LEDs that came out the first couple of years. It's like, no, you can barely see these things. But I get on the roof and just I love that part of it. I love that ritual every
Not
year.
me.
Yeah. Plus, it gives me a chance. I mean, I take my caulking and everything up there to go around the flash around all of the vents or any of that I can, do while I'm up there. And it gives me a chance to do that at least a couple times a year.
I think what has changed is so many more people now are just getting their lights professionally installed.
Yeah, and you've got to schedule that. You have to get that, because
And-
if you don't get that done early, it's...
Right, and so they get it done early, and so right after Halloween they put them. They're like, if I'm paying, and I don't know, what does it cost to do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Does it cost It got to cost $500, $600. Do you supply the lights? Do you supply the lights and they just put them up?
Yeah, I don't know. There's probably different packages, but yeah.
But they probably say, because a lot of people ask me about my lights, and I went through, what it costs for me to do it, and they're like, yeah, okay, well, that's basically, 4 or 5 years, and they pay for themselves, because mine will last me the rest of my life. I mean, the LED bulbs are listed at like 30,000 hours. Well, I only use them for Christmas, and
yeah,
a lot of people use them all the time. They have their house lit all the time. I'm like, I don't want to do that. It's
yeah. I've got spotlights on my house year round.
Oh yeah, I have the spot
at night.
Yeah, I got the spotlights. Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the jellyfish lights that I
Right,
have.
just the different colors and everything.
Yeah. Now in the backyard where I have them, I'll have them on during the summer because it's like the pool party. But the front yard, it's like I wouldn't even know what. And they give you it's like every holiday, and then on there it's like NFL teams if your NFL team is playing, and I couldn't find the Buffalo Bills. I'm like, where? They're under the Orchard Park Bills because that's where the stadium's located. It's Orchard Park.
All right.
But yeah, well, I was talking before about flying, and when I used to go back to Portland, I would know what gate it was without even looking at the the sign,
Right.
just by the way they were dressed. Same with Buffalo, because everybody has tax the rich.
Yeah.
They're tax the rich jerseys they have.
Right. Yeah. That's like me at O'Hare. What gate? Cinnabon. Oh, okay.
Did anybody watch the new Hallmark movie that's out? Holiday No Touchdown, a Bills love-hate story.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, Holiday.
That's serious?
Was called Holiday Touchdown, a Bills love story. Yeah.
Okay.
It
About the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, they started with Kansas City last year. I think they're going to do a team every year.
Okay.
And
they're trying to get guys to watch, I guess?
I don't know. I saw the first 20 seconds of it.
Yeah, all right.
And the first 20, and I was like, okay, that's enough.
Is that where like one of the people in the couple hates the Bills and the other one loves the Bills, and then they
it would be
mash it up until at the end they both love the Bills or both hate the Bills? Either way, they agree.
By the way, I came up with the new headline, the new title.
Yeah.
Holiday No Touchdowns, a Bills love-hate story.
Yeah.
But no, they filmed a lot of it in East Aurora, and they were at the which looks like it looks like a Hallmark town.
Right.
You go into East Aurora, it's like a Hallmark town. You're like, oh, I'm in a Hallmark movie here. But the opening scene they're at the Barbell, which is a bar restaurant that's been in East Aurora for half a century at least.
Right.
From what I can remember. And they make great wings. So they had a picture of the Barbell, and then it's like they walk into the bar and everybody's there watching the game and cheering. I go, okay, I can relate to this. Right. And then they went to the guy the couple, and the guy's, I'm not into football at all. You're not into football? And I went, I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's always that way. I don't like Christmas. I love Christmas.
At the end,
I really do like Christmas. It's just that when I was 8, I didn't get the bicycle I wanted. What?
And then some. I know that I was watching. I'm not watching, but clips were on, and there was apparently a woman who gets pregnant during a game, and then.
Wow.
I don't know. Then
wow, Hallmark is changing.
Then a couple. Well, I didn't say. Did I say gets pregnant?
Yeah.
She's pregnant and she's going to give birth.
Well, because
gets pregnant.
There's a little.
Did
bit
I
of a
say gets
difference.
pregnant?
There's a little.
Did that happen? Did that happen a couple years ago?
Because
gets pregnant.
I'm thinking,
is pregnant.
Wow.
And is
Man,
having
ratings
a
must have
child.
dropped or something because that's a new one.
Don't you remember a couple of years ago that happened?
What?
Oh, that was at the Sky Dome in Toronto.
What? That
somebody
got pregnant?
Well, they were attempting. They were in a skybox.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
it probably happens.
Or
just not on Hallmark.
Or one of the apartments or something. There's like an apartment.
I don't think there's a greeting card for that.
No, I don't think so. We are Red Eye Radio.
We'll be right back with more Red Eye Radio with Eric Harley and Gary McNamara.
We are Red Eye Radio. He's Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Welcome and good morning. Thanks so much for being here this morning with us. So, yeah, I'm glad we straightened that out.
Yeah, that's a different kind of Lifetime movie or
a Hallmark movie. Yeah,
it might be a movie on Lifetime. I don't know. Is Lifetime still around? I don't know.
Yeah, they are.
I don't watch cable.
Yeah,
so. I see these movies every once in a while. They're putting them on, people are putting them on the Hallmark movies, putting them on YouTube. They're all over YouTube.
This is Red Eye Radio on Westwood One.